Hey guys, the FIFA World Cup is right around the corner and I wanted to share my football story with you. So, it goes like this. It was 2002. I was 10 years old. Yeah, that's the first time I watched, or at least the first time I remember watching a football match. It was the 2002 FIFA World Cup, obviously. And at my home, Brazil have also always been the favorites. My dad, uncle were talking about stories about Diego Maradona and the handball and all that. They were reminiscing, and I was enamored by the game that was playing on the television set in front of me. The game was Brazil versus China. Brazil was playing some unbelievable football and they won that game 4-0, and that's when I was hooked. The style of football, the passes play, the Jenga style, it was amazing to watch. Ronaldo with his haircut and the play, the team was full of talent, that Brazilian team, all from the goalkeeper to the attackers. There was a young boy in Ronaldinho who was doing all kinds of skills. Roberto Carlos and Cafu were the wing backs who would just bombard through the wings and would put in some amazing balls. Rivaldo and Ronaldo would always be at the end of these attacks. It was an amazing Brazilian team and it was great to watch them play. They beat China 4-0, like I said, and I remember quite a few matches from that World Cup. The most I love was I don't think I supported Brazil at that time. I think I supported South Korea, who had an amazing run and they were in their host nation, and they were like everyone was rooting for them. They were the great underdogs of that World Cup. Even Turkey against all odds reached the semi-final stages, but South Korea's run to the semi-finals was truly amazing and inspiring. They were the host nation. They were an underdog nation, not much talked about at the World Cup before then, at least I don't know if they were. And they were playing some really good football, not just winning games by the edge of the seat defense. Yes, that was there too, but the football they played was good to watch. And yeah, it was disappointing when their run came to an end in the semi-finals against Germany. But up till then, it was an amazing run from South Korea. A lot of unnatural natural national teams were present in that football World Cup. I didn't know which were all the favorite teams then. I realized that when I revisited that World Cup later on, maybe a few years ago, and I just realized, wow, the number of teams which normally don't reach the latter stages of the competitions were reached in that competition, the likes of Tunisia, Senegal, Saudi Arabia, and all these teams which normally don't reach the later stages of the competition had reached the knockout stages. And it was great to watch these teams play against the best teams in the world. But all things considered, the best moment of the World Cup was Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo, and that World Cup final against Germany. Oliver Kahn was the big German goalkeeper back then, the famed goalkeeper, if you will, and Germany had a big famous defense, and even Miroslav Klose in the attack was scoring lots of goals. He scored 5 goals in that competition, if I remember correctly. And yeah, still Brazil beat them 2-0 in the final. Ronaldinho was toast of the town, so was Rivaldo, Cafu, and of course, of all the people, Ronaldo. And it was a great victory for the Brazil's golden generation. And after that, I was hooked to football. After that, I started following the leagues, different leagues, the English Premier League, Spanish La Ligas, and all that. Then came 2006 World Cup. I had my Ruud van Nistelrooy jersey on. For that side, I was supporting the Dutch. And that's how my football journey started, basically with the 2002 World Cup and Brazil. And that's since then I started supporting Brazil. Little did I know that I was going to be in for disappointments, not just because the big players retired after that World Cup, but also because of the style of play which Brazil inherited. Yeah, the likes of Kaká and Robinho and Ronaldinho as well kept the Brazilian flair on, but the coaches which came after Felipe Scolari especially didn't let Brazil be that adventurous as they would be normally, and that's why their campaigns were forgetful in the 2006 and 2010 World Cups. 2010 World Cup actually I had picked them to reach the final against Spain. Yes, I tried to be the Paul the Octopus, and yeah, I got half of it right. And Brazil would have reached the final too, maybe. They weren't a great team, but they could have reached the final if not for two very bad mistakes from the midfield and defense against the Dutch side. And yeah, the Netherlands won that game against Brazil in the quarterfinals. Netherlands won again, and it was Netherlands versus Spain final. Spain actually rode on David Villa to reach the final, especially in the knockout stages. 1-0 victories after the other, all 1-0 victories, even through the final. I think all of the victories in that competition were 1-0 or something. And Spain won 2010 World Cup, 2006 World Cup, famed for that unfortunate Zinedine Zidane headbutt. And Italy actually had a great team, but they won't be counted for that. They will be only counted for Marco Materazzi inciting Zidane and then getting the headbutt. But all of it aside, they are the World Cup champions of 2006, and deservedly so because of that defense of Maldini, Nesta, and all that. Gattuso. It was a famed Italian team as well. All of the great national squads have won, if you look at that way. Even the 2014 World Cup with Germany, it was a great German squad led by Philipp Lahm and close a winning finally. Manuel Neuer in the goalkeeping, Mertesacker, Mats Hummels, Jerome Boateng in defense. Then a great midfield youth as well coming up with the likes of Mario Götze scoring the final goal. Yeah, it was a great team, and they deserve to win the 2014 World Cup. All through the 2002 World Cup, from which I've started watching football, and from where my football story began. All the great teams have won the Football World Cup, and it wouldn't be no surprise if another great team won the FIFA World Cup in 2018. My choice is Brazil. Let's find out who wins. For more, do subscribe to my channel, and you'll get more such videos on predictions as well as teams. And if you are playing the Fantasy League, I'm your guy. I'm going to be playing it on the goal.com as well as the FIFA website, so do stick around for that as well. See you around.